You may be uncertain, you may be nervous, you may be afraid because you can't see your way through. But I'm reminding you that God is the same yesterday, today and remains forever. He is the same God that showed up for Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, and He is able to do it for you. Ask yourself this question: do I walk by faith or by sight? Most people, they got to see it to believe it. I think most of us have had that moment in life when we want to hear from God or receive a definite sign from Him regarding a business deal, personal struggles, family challenges, or just life struggles. In the hustle and bustle of life, amidst the challenges and uncertainties we face, there's one thing that stands unwavering, and that is faith. It's the cornerstone of our spiritual journey, the guiding light through the darkest nights. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. What is faith, really? And how do we exercise it, especially when the storms of life rage around us? Hebrews 11 verse 1 tells us, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith, simply put, is trust. It's believing in something beyond what we can see or comprehend. Faith comes by being deeply rooted in a personal relationship with God. It's about trusting in His plan, His wisdom, and His love, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. From Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac, to David's triumph over Goliath, to the Israelites' journey through the wilderness, these stories illustrate valuable lessons about trust and perseverance in the face of adversity. Take the story of David and Goliath, for instance. Here was a young shepherd boy facing a seemingly big giant. But instead of succumbing to fear, David trusted in God's strength and defeated Goliath with just a sling and a stone. It wasn't David's own might that secured the victory, it was his unwavering faith in God's power to deliver him. Similarly, when the Israelites were trapped between the Red Sea and the pursuing Egyptian army, it was faith that led Moses to stretch out his hand and part the waters, allowing the people to escape to safety. In both of these stories, the miracle wasn't just about what God did, it was about strengthening the people's faith and trust in Him. And that's the essence of faith. It's not only about chasing after miracles, but about building a relationship with God. When we experience His miracles in our lives, whether big or small, they serve as reminders of His faithfulness and power. They build up equity in our faith, so that when God asks us to step out in obedience or face seemingly impossible challenges, we can trust that He will come through for us, just as He has done before. But too often, we fall into the trap of only seeking God for what He can do for us, rather than seeking Him for who He is. We become consumed with chasing after one miracle after another, instead of cultivating a deeper relationship with God. And in doing so, we miss out on the true essence of faith, the joy of knowing and trusting in God, regardless of our circumstances. So you may be wondering, how do we keep the faith, even when life throws us curveballs? It starts with cultivating a personal relationship with God. Just as we invest time and effort into building relationships with our family, with our friends, with our spouses, so too must we invest in our relationship with God. By spending time in prayer, reading His Word, and seeking His guidance in all areas of our lives. When you give God control over your mind, body, heart and soul, you will learn to trust Him in all your ways. Keeping the faith while going through life struggles means remembering the faithfulness of God and how He showed up in the past. Knowing and believing that He will do it again. Reflect on the miracles God has performed in your own life, the times He provided for you when you had nothing, the doors He opened when all seemed lost, the healing He brought when you were broken. These moments serve as anchors for our faith, reminding us of God's power and love. Most importantly, keeping the faith means surrendering control to God. It means letting go of your own plans and trusting in His perfect timing and wisdom. It means accepting that His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Faith is not a one-time decision, but a daily choice. It's choosing to trust God in the midst of uncertainty, to believe in His promises even when they seem impossible. As we walk this journey of faith, may we always remember that the greatest miracle of all is not what God does for us, but the relationship we have with Him. So let us keep the faith, because without faith it is impossible to please God. My dear friends, I encourage you to keep the faith by building equity in God's miracles. Remember that He who began a good work in us will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1 verse 6. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more inspirational and motivational videos. Thank you for watching.